Hello, everyone. Welcome into Yelling from the Couch. I'm Brent Humphreys, joined by Joey Mullins and Gage Bertovich, and we are here right after the Bengals Pittsburgh Steelers football game to overreact a little bit. Guys, how are we doing out there? Joey, how are you doing, man? You doing all right over there?
I'm doing great.
Gage, man, how you doing, man? You doing okay over there? Is everything fine? What's going on, man?
No, nothing is fine. Nothing is fine. Nothing is fine at all. I think Trey Hendrickson just got another sack, by the way, as we're talking. Dan Moore got beat again. Again. Oh, and again. Playoffs. Bengals, take our spot. I really don't care.
Man, what a different game this time than it was the first go around, for sure. This was after the first of it when the Bengals went up 7-0, scored a touchdown, went right down the field. Jamar Chase. I thought, man, we're in for what we seen the first go around, and then it turned into not being the case this time. And man, what a game! 20 minutes ago, Gage. If roles were reversed, I'm saying some stuff that are really loud. Like my microphone is going to be really loud if I was recording myself at that point in time. I was wondering what was going on here with some of the things at the end of that game, man.
Dude,
craziness.
I don't even get it. Like Russ running to get 3-4 yards on the final drive, taking a hit and shoving his shoulder.
Yeah, lowering his shoulder. Yeah.
It's like either try to get out of bounds or throw the ball away. You only have one timeout. I don't know if he thought maybe he had 2 timeouts. I don't know if he thought, I can easily get out of bounds, and then saw he couldn't, so he prepared to absorb the hit. I don't know what he was doing. I don't think he knew what he was doing. But when you look at it, the Steelers shouldn't have even had a chance to win this game. The Bengals were so much better offensive performance-wise, but could not finish it off. And if you look at the first half, what happens? The Bengals end it with a field goal because Pittsburgh decides to go for it on 4th down instead of punting the ball away. And it's a 2-point win for the Bengals. Do the math there. You don't let up that field goal, you win.
Yeah, the Bengals so many times. I mean, Cade York had a 23-yard field goal, which means you kick it from the 5. He had a 27-yard field goal, which means you kick it from the 9. And he had another red zone field goal, like 38 yards. Yeah. So it's like you're getting the red zone this many times, and you can't finish off a drive. You settle for field goals, and that kept Pittsburgh in the game for the most part. And then at the end there, when they kicked the punt, and it's like, get out of the way. What are you doing, man? Ivy, you've got to go run out of bounds, run into the stands, run into the tunnel. Do not let that ball get anywhere near you. And then a great recovery by Hayward over there. But, man, Joey, what'd you think about that play there?
Yeah, I was doing the same thing you did. I was screaming to the top of my lungs in here, disrupted everybody in my house. But, yeah, you got to get out of the way. Like, what do you do? I mean, I don't know. There was quite a few things, but, yeah.
There was some.
Gotta punch it in, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, Gage, look out over there. George Pickens just dropped another pass. Don't mean to let you know over there, but yeah.
Oh my God, that Van Jefferson had a George Pickens tonight. That's sad.
And Freiermuth had a great game too. I think even if he, I was gonna say even if he catches that last one, I don't know if that does anything or not.
I don't think so. I
don't think they have time.
No, there was 15 seconds on the clock before that play happened.
Yeah.
It hits off of his hands with 11 seconds. You likely aren't getting up there. But if you do get up there and
No.
you have a chance, it's a long field goal, but you have a chance. You have probably the best kicker in the league right now. You have an opportunity to do it. You just got to catch it.
Yeah. And he had caught seemingly like just about everything until then, and then it just off his hands. But I thought the Bengals defense played a lot better than they did the first go-around against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was dinking and dunking over the Bengals the first game, all the way down the field, can do whatever, pass to Harris, pass to Warren, pass to the tight end, you know. And today the Bengals kind of took that away for the most part, I thought.
Yeah. I thought it was good defense both sides. You didn't have the 40-point, 30-point game that happened again. And you talk about the dinking and dunking. It almost looked like that's kind of what the Bengals wanted to do, except on the sidelines with the running back with the tight ends. Because at one point, Burrow had like 21 completions for 130 yards. You're dinking, you're dunking, and it's not working a lot. But when it does work, you're getting the first down.
Oh, yeah. And, Chase Brown didn't play today, so Khalil Herbert, who we made fun of this trade. I mean, we did. And he came up and he had a lot of rushing and receiving yards today. I thought he looked pretty good for what kind of action he had today. Joey, he was the only running back that ran the ball today for the Bengals.
Yeah, and he also had 7 catches. So, I mean.
Yeah, so there's your dinking and dunking.
Yeah, and Gesicki. Gesicki, the past 2 games, man, my God. Tearing it up. Yeah.
And with T. Higgins' ankle, he went out middle of the third quarter. He was questionable coming into the week, so it's no surprise that he tweaked it a little bit there or whatever. But you got to have somebody step up if he is out. If you do get somehow into the playoffs, I mean that's still another. You're still alive, but you're leaving it up to a couple other quarterbacks at this point in time. Gage. Mike Tomlin, what was he complaining about at the end of that first half with the Russell being short at the first down? Why was that such a big deal over there?
I don't know because I don't even think it looked close. To me, it wasn't.
It didn't.
Obviously, it's harder to tell what he saw down on the field. Maybe it looks like he got close. Maybe his players are saying, "Oh, he crossed." Russ is saying, "I definitely got it." And Tomlin's, sticking up for his guys. That could be something. You guys talked about tight ends. Yeah. Besides Gesicki, Drew Sample, another guy that seemed like Pittsburgh couldn't stop, caught all 4 of his targets. Tanner Hudson only had 1 catch, but it was a big catch, 11 yards when Pittsburgh bring in a blitz and Burrow's about to get sacked, just dumps it off. Oh, first down because nobody's around him.
Yep. And I think Grandy had a catch at the beginning of the game, I believe.
Yep.
So, I mean, every tight end that's on the Bengals roster had at least 1 catch tonight in this game.
And
that's,
say Cincinnati doesn't get into the playoffs, you do have one thing to be happy about. Trey Hendrickson, definitely the sack leader of the league this year. 3.5 sacks. Myles Garrett definitely could not do that earlier today. So at least you have that to be happy about.
Yeah, and, Chase, he kind of had a down game a little bit. That's weird to say. He had a lot of yards, but he still was in the running for the Triple Crown. I don't know if, anybody will be able to catch him tomorrow. I think, who's the next closest with the touchdowns? Because he got 1 today. He's 17th. His 17th of the year. And I think he had a pretty big lead on yards, too. But catches may have been close. Maybe is Jefferson, does he got close to his?
That's a good question.
I'm not real sure there, but
I
feel like he may.
He should be the closest one.
Terry McLaurin.
But if he doesn't have such a. Terry McLaurin is behind him. How many does he need?
I don't think this reflects tonight, so he would need 5 to tie it.
5 touchdowns?
Yes.
Oh, well, I think I feel pretty safe about him leading in that. And then, he's still got a shot winning the Triple Crown the first time since Cooper Cup in 2021. That would be something to hang their hat on, but got to pay him in the offseason. And how many times?
That's the last time I won a fantasy league was I had Cooper Cup that year. By the way.
What'd you finish this year in fantasy league, Joey? I forgot. Is eighth? Anyways,
yeah.
How many times did Cam Hayward knock a pass down? He batted down what seemed like one every drive is what it felt like to me in this game.
I think he only had like 3, but he has the league most this season. He's playing at an all-time high. His 7th Pro Bowl he just got voted to. He's having a career year at 35 years old.
There was one play. They were down inside it might have been when they was at the 5, maybe the 9. One of them ones where they had to settle for a short field goal. And Burrow throws it, and it looks like he throws it right into Hayward's chest. And it's like maybe he was seeing T. Higgins, but how do you not see him right there? I mean, it just hits him right here, and it's like, what are we doing?
The amount
I don't know what he's seen.
That Cam has, the fact that he doesn't have one interception off of them is insane to me.
Yeah. And that one right there was like right there. All he had to do was come down with it, and he would have had it. But somebody I thought was quiet tonight for Pittsburgh was T.J. Watt. Really didn't hear a whole lot of T.J. Watt tonight. Bengals, I thought, did a pretty good job on him.
You didn't hear a lot of T.J. Watt. You didn't hear a lot of the main players that you should have heard from. But Cincinnati came in with a good plan for him. You hit him with your tight end, you hit him with the running back, and then you let the offensive lineman take over.
Then, see, that's what I thought maybe they would do to Trey Hendrickson on the other side. But he was one-on-one a lot of times, and it didn't work.
Well, you need someone who has smart game planning to actually be able to do that.
And to say that Zach Taylor had a smart game plan is questionable at best. Oh, man. Zach Taylor on the penalty at the end of the game, I was going to lose my mind. It was going to be 4th and 15. Boswell's coming out to kick. They've already shown they're just going to kick the field goal here. He takes the penalty at 3rd and 25, which if Pittsburgh wanted, they could have took another shot at the end zone there, which I thought they was going to do. I thought I was going to lose it right there because I'm like, what are we doing here? Why are we taking a penalty at this point in time? You're giving them another chance, but it worked out. They killed some time. I had to take a step back and be like, okay, maybe that's why he's getting paid. I don't know, but man, yeah. If it would have turned out the other way, if he would have threw a bomb, and because I was like, look, Pickens has dropped a whole bunch. He's going to come up with a big play at the end here. I can just feel it, and I thought that was the moment, but it didn't happen.
Well,
Joey?
That's when I woke everybody in my house up because if he accept that penalty, I'm like, oh my God, dude. And I said a few words that I ain't gonna say on here, but I'm like, here we go, George Pickens for a touchdown. I can Russell Wilson moonball. I can already see it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh God. But it worked out. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Gage.
The only thing I could think about with the penalty is maybe Zach Taylor's thinking is, okay, you give them one more shot, they're going to take that shot, and you expect your defense to come up big, and then you hold them to no points because you're on the other side of the field at that point. Instead, I mean, it would have been, 4th and 15? They get it to 4th and 12. You're basically back even just with, 40 less seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and, I mean, you said maybe that he was hoping they'd take another shot and you trust your defense, but, I mean, Cam Taylor-Britt had already had a couple of penalties in this game. Josh Fig Newton has got beat a couple of times in this game. I don't really know if I trust the secondary that much, but he did. It worked out. It's fine. Everything's all roses over this way. Gage, you doing all right over there?
No.
That is, we talked yesterday on the podcast. that this was a big game for both of our teams. Regardless of the outcome of the Baltimore game, this was a big game for Pittsburgh heading into the playoffs. You didn't want to go into the playoffs losers of 4 straight and potentially having to go play Baltimore at Baltimore. You wanted to keep that 5 seed and go play at Houston for sure. You still have a chance to play at Houston, depending if the Raiders can beat the Chargers tomorrow. Yeah, I know we got a bunch of weird stuff that has to happen tomorrow, but you didn't want to lose 4 straight like that. And then for the Bengals, you had to win no matter what. This was a must-win for you. Win and you get in. So this was a huge game for both teams, and it's a classic AFC North matchup. I'm pretty sure we talked about this the last time after the game. You don't see 44-38 in AFC North.
No.
It's usually 19-17, which magically that's what it was. I'm pretty sure it's one of the scores we threw out in that. And that's what it was. This was an AFC North matchup, an AFC North battle classic right here.
Yeah. I kind of had flashbacks to the opening game. I believe it was 2022, 2023, where Cincinnati tied it up with like 5 seconds to go, even after Burrow had like 4 or 5 picks that game. And I was like, it's going to be another one of these games. Pittsburgh has no reason to even be close to winning this game, and yet they're right here. Same way Cincinnati should not have even been close to winning that game a couple years ago, and they were right there.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it's
sad.
Let's go, Carson.
Is it sad? Is it sad? Yeah.
It is very sad.
Look, we need so for everybody on the podcast to be happy after today, tomorrow, this is all we need, guys. Is it Gardner Minshew? Is that who's starting? Aiden O'Connell. We just need Aiden O'Connell, great value Derek Carr. That's all we need. He needs to come out and he needs to win the game, right? That's all. And then we need Carson Wentz. Like I said, he's going to come back to his MVP form in 2017 like he was with the Eagles. He's going to come out there and lead the Chiefs. Hail to the Chiefs, right? And then we need Aaron Rodgers, Mr. Ayahuasca himself, to come out and perform a classic Aaron Rodgers game. That's all we need, fellas. What other 3 quarterbacks would you want to have tomorrow to root for than them 3?
I mean, the only other thing I could hope for maybe would be like Desmond Ridder, maybe one-legged Drew Brees, and Eli Manning. I think we'd be, even better set.
Man, I don't know how you all don't just trust Carson Wentz and great value Derek Carr. I mean, come on, guys. They got this.
Well, I'm on board with the first 2. Aaron Rodgers.
Hey, this is his last game. He's going to run out with the American flag like he did the first time with the Jets. Let's just hope he lasts more than 4 plays and just put a good bookend on the career in New York, right? Let's do it.
Oh man, the only thing that we got going for in that game is Tua. I don't think is likely to play, so it's going to be
Snoop
in that one. So that's the only hope of Aaron Rodgers being able to pull that out.
And then Bo Nix is still playing, though. Is Herbert playing?
I hope not.
I would think I'd say they probably are where they're trying to win, right? I would say he's probably going to play.
I would think so. I mean, I think they've already – have they clinched a playoff spot? I don't really know.
Yes, there's only one spot open.
Yeah, so maybe they do, maybe they don't.
Because I know when we did our picks, they were just a 4-point favorite, so I'm like, they must be setting somebody. But I think after tonight, they're probably going to go full throttle.
I'm looking at the chat right now, and all it says is, did the Steelers lose? I just what the first inclination. I think they might have. Gage, did they lose? It's like
It's like the Twitter account. Usually my favorite one is like, did the Reds did the Reds win today? And most times it's just a quick no, period. That's usually what I see a lot. So
I don't see that for the Pirates, but I would have a lot of tweets to put out for that.
Well, there's a lot with the Reds too, but
Oh yeah.
So Pittsburgh finishes the season at 10-7. The Bengals finished 9-8 for second year in a row.
Pittsburgh was 10-3 at one point, on top of the AFC North, and you drop 4, and your best game, your last best game, was against Cincinnati, the first time. And ever since then, it looked like Russ used all of his magic in one game and just hasn't done anything since. He's got a good amount of touchdown passes. He's got a good amount of yards. But it feels like it's garbage time stuff a little bit. You put up 10 points against Kansas City. Good defense, but they're not the best defense. You put up 17 against Cincinnati, who you put up 44 against
just a month ago.
Yeah. You drop a horrible one to Baltimore and Philly. You're not looking good going into the playoffs. The announcers tonight, listening to them, they're basically, without saying it word for word, are saying, how is Pittsburgh even in the playoffs with the way that they've been? And the answer is, I have no idea.
Yes, I am on the toilet, by the way, as asking in the chat here. Hopefully after tomorrow, the Bengals season won't be in the toilet, but we'll see. Pittsburgh season may be in the toilet as is. I mean, if the Chargers win tomorrow, man, I don't know how they're going to go to Baltimore next week and beat Baltimore. I mean, it's possible. It's AFC North matchup, but you're rolling 4 straight losses going to Baltimore, and
The only thing I can hope for is that they always say you can't beat a team 3 times in a season. Well, we didn't beat them twice. So, that's all I got.
You got that going for you.
There you go.
But yeah, that's it's Najee Harris. I was surprised he came back in the game after that hit. That should have been flagged, I believe. That really should have been on Pratt.
It should have been a flag, but I also agree with what the rules guy was saying, that it's hard to see in real time. It is hard to see that in real time. He's going to get fined for it, but no penalty, obviously.
Yeah, I thought that there was a few things that could have been called in that game, but that was one of them, big one right there. And I mean, the way they talked, you thought Najee Harris was done for the season, concussed, and like the drive after that, there he is. Najee Harris is back in, and he's taking a pass for 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. It's like, wait a minute. The way you guys talked, I thought you stretchered him out a while ago. What's going on?
Talking about stretching someone out, you talked earlier about TJ Watt. You said how his name wasn't said really at all. It's because his name wasn't said at all involving a play because he had not even any tackles.
That's crazy.
I would never have thought that.
I'm looking at it right now.
Never.
I'm looking at ESPN. I'm looking at everybody. I'm like, there's no TJ Watt on here. So I'm Googling it, and one of the tweets is kind of crazy that a combination of club-handed Mims and Cody Ford kept TJ Watt from murdering Joe.
Club-handed Mims.
Club-handed.
And, the thing is, TJ Watt played almost the whole game. I seen him out there, so I know he checked in like quite a bit because I know that the Bengals were doing a good job. And, like, Cody Ford over there, like the backup to the backup, he's like the floater on the line.
Yeah.
And he had help, but at the same time, you got to give it to him. He stopped he didn't completely stop him, but TJ Watt's name's not even in the box score for defense.
No.
Amazing.
And then you look at, Joe Burrow got sacked 4 times. Well, TJ had to at least get half a sack, right? No. I mean, all 4 different players. Preston Smith even got one. I forgot this guy was on the team, and he got one. Patrick Queen got a sack. Keanu Benton got his first sack of the season. Who else?
Yeah.
Nick Herbig got a sack. And then you look at it, I think this was funny. Corey Trice led the team in tackles. He had 11 of them. Well, probably 8 of them came from tackling Jamar Chase because he led up so many catches to him.
I don't know how many times I heard Obi Trice's name today for Pittsburgh. And, he was in there. I mean, his name was, and it wasn't for good reasons most times. It was, Chase beats him. He gets the tackle, like you said, 20 yards down the field or whatever it was, like every time. And it's like, oh, well, I don't know about that. But his name was called quite often. And Benton, he got his first sack of the year. I think he got Burrow by his shoestring there at one point because it was like, oh, my gosh, got him.
Yep.
That was a big play at the time because that was the 3rd down. And if the Bengals got a first down, you could have killed the clock. But it gave Pittsburgh another chance. Yeah.
Yeah, not only was it was 3rd and very short. So for Benton to come up, going through the middle of the line and getting the sack somehow, it was – I didn't think the defense played bad. Joe Burrow has a good case for MVP. Jamar Chase going to win the Triple Crown. Good case for Offensive Player of the Year. And you let up 19 points to him. Obviously, Cincinnati's defense is a lot better than where they were a month and a half ago. Somehow, I don't know how. But you you can't put up a showing like this against a team that you should beat. You let up 19 points. Put up more.
Yeah, and for the Bengals, as much criticism as Lou Anarumo got earlier in the season, because he deserved every bit of it, this win streak the Bengals have, he also deserves credit for turning the Bengals defense around a little bit. They have not been as bad as they were when they were losing these close games and the offense tried to have to outscore everybody. Now, last week the Broncos put up a lot against them, but also that was in the 4th quarter. Like all the way up until the 4th quarter, it was 10-10 going into the 4th quarter. And then it turns into a shootout. But, I mean, you got to give Anarumo a little bit of credit. If we're going to criticize him like we did earlier in the year, got to give him his props for turning it around at least somewhat.
Yeah, I agree.
But this could have been totally different, Gage. I mean, just one more thing that happened. Jermaine Burton. I got this hat from my sister. Jermaine Burton, he disciplinary reasons, missed team meetings. They took a flyer on him to begin with, drafting him. He's got all the talent in the world. For some reason, the Bengals like to throw to him deep on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1. For whatever reason, they never connected. But so they put him back to returning kicks, and he did decent, I thought, on kick returns. And then he just can't show up to team meetings, apparently, and I guess that made Zach Taylor pretty mad. And he said, "You're not even going to make the trip this time. We'll leave it to Isaiah Williams to return kicks." So, I mean, I don't know if he can – he went to Alabama. So, he's – Saban, you would have thought, would have been able to turn this guy, into a mature player, but he hasn't yet, and, it is what it is, I guess. But, yeah, that's why Burton didn't even play. So
I was kind of hoping – when I saw that, I was very disappointed. I was like, man, I wanted to see a deep ball to Jermaine Burton on 4th and 1 with 2 minutes to go in the game. And it didn't happen. I was very sad.
Joey, how many times have we seen that this year? 3rd and short, and the Bengals need 1 yard. Chase Brown, tush push, something. 40 yards down the field, let's throw Jermaine Burton.
All of my 5 kids and my wife they know the name Burton. I've said it so many times loud in my house. Burton, he did it again. But yeah, can't show up to practice, can't show up to a team meeting, so he ain't making the trip.
You can't show up when you need them on third down.
Yeah.
He can't show up when you need him on third down because we sure didn't need him on third down because I don't know what that would have been.
Yeah.
Not good.
No, it wasn't great.
But, I mean, the Bengals, they really threw to Chase, threw to Higgins, threw to Yoshivash. 4 wide receivers. The rest were tight ends.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, yeah. That's not even 4 wide receivers. Just 3 wide receivers they threw to tonight. And then Herbert out of the backfield.
Firebees had 8 catches for 85 yards.
Too bad he didn't get 9, huh?
Yeah, too bad, but, well, no, I mean, no, it is.
And I feel like a lot of Brian Mead's catches came on the corner of the slot blitz that Cincinnati threw out there. For whatever reason, Pittsburgh was able to pick up when Cincinnati was bringing that slot corner blitz. And Freiermuth ran right by him, and Russ was able to get it out right away. I don't know if there was a tell that Cincinnati had that, oh, this guy's coming. Muth, run a 2-yard out route. Try not to stumble over your own feet, and let's gain some yards.
How many times did Freiermuth catch a ball and gain 10 yards for a first down or 9 for a first down? It seemed like 3 or 4 of his catches went for like 9 to 10 yards right at the sticks because they showed the camera view from the sticks. We're like, well, he was a yard shorter. He got right there at the line, or he was right past it. Like, it seemed like most of his catches were those right there. It was crazy.
Funny you say that. He averaged 10 yards. So, I mean,
yeah, so
it's funny.
Yeah, why not, right? Oh man, and just one more catch. That's it. That's all he needed.
Man, and then how about like the Calvin Austin muff punt? You know, the Steelers offense does great tonight, not turning the ball over. Russ doesn't throw a pick. Russ doesn't fumble it. No one else fumbles it. And then you fumble it on a punt. Luckily, you get it back with the Beanie Bishop pick that was off of Queen's hands. But still, you can't be doing these stupid mistakes. And it looked like Calvin, when I watched it, I was like, no one even touched him. He just dropped it. And then you watch the replay, it's like, oh, the hand came in, but where's that ball secured?
Yep. That's what I was thinking. You know, usually you see a play like that, somebody comes and does the peanut punch. But this here, it was just a slap of the hand over there, and he's just like, oh, whoops, there it goes. And then the Bengals, I mean, you probably had the same thought I had when the Bengals muffed that punt return. I was thinking, oh, boy, I'm having flashbacks to the Cowboys game, but the opposite way. It's like, get out of the way. What are we doing? You can't be sitting right there. But, yeah, his toe touched it, and that's all it needs. That's all it takes.
Yeah. I didn't know what really happened on that one. I didn't see it hit someone until they showed the replay. I'm like, why is Connor Hayward furiously running after this ball and no one's saying anything? The announcers aren't saying, oh, I think it hit him. And it's like, no, just let the ball go out of bounds. What are you doing? We need more yardage on this good punt. And it's like, oh, no, it touched, what's his name? Ivy, I think.
Ivy, DJ Ivy.
Yeah.
Oh, it touched him. Oh, okay. Well, then in that case, go get the ball. I don't care.
Yeah. And I was like, maybe his knee was out of bounds. Maybe his knee was out of bounds, and his knee was not out of bounds. He got it in bounds. So.
I had the same thought.
It is
what replay. I had the same thought. When it showed replay, I was like, oh, okay, he's in bounds.
And another play where I had seen some people like on Twitter and stuff, they were talking about it. When after that 3rd and 1, Wilson got stuffed, made it 4th and 1 after the whole review and everything. Then they ran the ball with Jaylen Warren, and he was short. And people were like, he wasn't short. His knee wasn't down. He got past the first down marker. And I'm like, people, one butt cheek equals one knee in this league, all right? His butt was down. The ball is short. No football before you start getting on Twitter and ranting about it.
Yeah,
They took forever to realize that too. It's like, my God.
man, it's no words to describe being 10-3, top of your division. Bam, 10-7, you're in second. You got to depend on Aiden O'Connell to keep your playoff hope is somewhat intact. Because if you go to Houston, I think there's a good chance you win. If you go to Baltimore,
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Go up.
Yeah. That's the thing. So with that, we've pretty much covered everything with today's game, though. Would you guys agree? We've covered about everything we can with the game tonight.
Yeah.
So we look forward to tomorrow. We're all basing our hopes on what tomorrow is. Gage, Pittsburgh's in. You just don't know where they're going. They're going on the road somewhere. 2 weeks ago, they could have had a home game. But they're not. They're going on the road somewhere. You don't know if it's Houston. You don't know if it's Baltimore yet. What do you think is going to happen tomorrow? Do you think Oakland can pull off a win against the Chargers, or are you heading to Baltimore next week?
We're heading to Baltimore. I don't think, just thinking about it, the Chargers want that fifth slot. They're thinking the same thing I'm thinking. We'd rather travel to Houston instead of traveling to Baltimore to play. I think, they're going to throw up probably another 40 points, and Aiden O'Connell will get replaced, maybe by Desmond Ridder. Who knows? I also think about it, though. Zay Flowers tonight got hurt. He might be out for next week. If Dante Jackson doesn't come back, or even if he does, that's one huge weapon that the Steelers don't have to worry about. And same thing for the Chargers. That's one huge weapon the Chargers don't have to worry about if they somehow lose. But I think we go to Baltimore.
Joey, is there any chance the Bengals get in the playoffs after tomorrow? What do you think?
I think there's a chance. But
will they?
I don't know. I want to say I want to say yes, but then part of me wants to say no because I don't know. I just hate it when your team's fate is
dependent on
other teams and what other players do. You rest his players, you rest these players. It's like why could we have not started 1-4 and not been in this spot to begin with? That's all I keep saying to myself. It's like, wow.
Yep.
But it is what it is. So, do I think we'll make the playoffs? Honestly, big Bengals fan. I am. Do I think we will? No. Do I hope we will? Yes.
Hope is a dangerous thing. Hope will drive a man insane. I think, Joey, you've got to believe that Bo Nix is Bo Picks tomorrow. And that Aaron Rodgers comes out, waves that flag one more time, and it's Jets, 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 Jets. And we're in the playoffs next week. And we go to Buffalo. Let's go. The playoff matchup everybody wants in the first round. Let's go.
I hope you're right. Bring on Josh Allen. Let Tony Romo call a game. Bring it on.
He will.
I hope you're right.
He will.
I hope you're right. But we'll see. I hope. I'm rooting for it.
Nobody wants Tua to go to Buffalo again. Freeze like he did before. He didn't do nothing last time they went up there.
No, he didn't.
Or nobody wants to see Bo Nix go up there and play. Bo Nix. What? No. Get out of here, Sean Payton. Nobody wants to see that. That's not exciting. It can't be. It's not going to be.
All I got to do is put them in my bed slip. All I got to do is put them in my bed slip.
There we go.
Playoffs. That's it.
Two-leg money line parlay right there. You've bet on Miami and Denver, and they'll lose it right there. That's it.
They lose.
Straight money line, two-leg parlay. There we go. We got it. I'm
doing it.
If you want to help Gage out, you could throw the Chargers in there too.
Yeah. Let's go. Three-leg parlay. I'm doing it.
And you're putting $1,000 on it, right?
I don't know about that. Maybe minus 999. And then, yeah, we'll go with that.
Oh, well, fellas, you got anything else to add to this overreaction here?
Nope. Go Bengals. Hope we make the playoffs.
Day.
Nothing else. Let's raid a nation. Let's go.
There we go. We got to hope for a bunch of underdogs tomorrow. A bunch of stuff's got to happen. But it can happen. Hey, you never know. It can happen.
It's the NFL.
We'll see. It's the NFL. You really don't know. What did the script writers write up for Sunday? And no matter what happens, I'll be excited for Sunday night football.
Yeah.
Angels in the infield. Hey, it can happen.
And I have no
All right.
I have no idea what the script has. I was completely wrong on this show. I took the Browns and the Steelers to win today. So I can't tell you.
Right now, I'm up 2-0 on this show for the pick'em. So, I mean, maybe I got the right script. I'm hoping. We'll see. We'll find out tomorrow.
There you go.
All right.
There you go. Brent, you got the script. Are the Bengals making the playoffs? You got the script. Let's
Yeah.
go.
According to my script, 1 second. Flip through a few. Yeah, they're in there. The Chiefs are winning tomorrow, and the Jets, yeah. Aaron Rodgers throwing for 300 yards tomorrow.
Well, then, if you have the script, can you tell me where Pittsburgh plays next week?
Baltimore.
Ah!
It's just what my script has. I mean, I may not have the exact script. I may just have parts of a script or something here, but that's what it's showing me right now. So we'll see. It was right today. I hope Sunday script's the same.
Please.
And with that, we thank everybody for tuning in here, and we will see you all next time on Yelling from the Couch. See ya.